You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Look at her. She could be my super boo. In a room, crazy, sexy.
Yeah, we all know you're a fighter as well. You're a world-class Tae Kwon Do gym. So, does being a fighter help out any with the chemistry between you and Nonito? I mean, do you think that's one of the reasons why you guys are good together? Or do you guys just go out and physically spar against each other when you have a disagreement and everything will be alright?
Well, when the first night that we had met, everyone had come to my house, right, and continued the party at my house. And one of the things that caught his attention was I was on my laptop, and I was like, here, you want to see something? And I showed him my fight video, which is on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And he straight up asked me if that was me. Like, he's like, is that you? And I'm a little sarcastic, you know, kind of person. So I straight up told him, I was like, no, I found some Korean chick that might look like me that fought good just to impress you. And he was just like, didn't know what to say to me. He's like, are you always this sarcastic? And I'm like, yeah, if you ask me a stupid question. So he was like, ever since then, he would, you know, he started getting into like, really, what do I do? Do I do this for fun? Is it? And the thing is that I think it really helped us out because I wasn't the type of girl that was gonna make, you know, have a fight with him the night before the fight because he wasn't paying attention to me, or get grumpy because he can't take me out to dinner because he can't eat, you know. It's the fact that I was actually, it's not the fact that I was just in martial arts, it was the fact that I was in a competition martial arts that actually had, you know, you had to weigh in and stuff. I understood what he was what he still goes through when he cuts weight, when he gets angry, and things like that. So I understand what he needs, and I understand a lot of the times when he snaps, which I think a lot of the women stay away from camps, not because of anything except that they don't understand what's going on, you know?
True. Definitely. You've been a world-class fighter, and you know how it is when fighters get grumpy trying to make weight and all that. Yeah, that definitely goes a long way with your understanding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Peñalosas have seen firsthand a couple times where I haven't done anything, and I just ask, okay, well, what do you want me to make you for dinner? And I get, like, bit, and I just kind of walk away with my tail between my legs, kind of like, I didn't do anything to deserve this, but I mean, it really just rolls off my shoulder, and I'm just kind of like, well, you know, it's really the lack of food talking. It's not him, you know.
That's cool. That, I mean, these guys are really supportive of each other. So anyway, let me throw you this question then. Who do you think is gonna win between you and Nonito, like a Tae Kwon Do gold medalist against a world-class boxer?
I think I will.
How do you think you'll win against Nonito if you fought?
I will, because I mean, legs are longer than arms, right? So as long as I keep him at a distance and kicking him, then he can't, you know, he can't come in and knock me out by punching me. I mean, we have times where he's just crazy. I mean, he'll come up during practice and jump on my back and try to put me in a lock, and then I'll slam him into a bag, and then we'll just start doing this whole MMA thing. And he's actually getting better at kicking, because he's watching me kick, so he's picking it up. So I might have to start taking some boxing, so at least, you know, our level of competition is at equal at all times.
Yeah, man, you and Nonito can do K1, you know?
I would die. I would seriously, because the guys that own Undisputed, Brian Sports, he was a K1 champion. And, you know, we've always joked about me going into K1, but, I mean, the one thing that does not allow me to is Sir Donaire, who says that I should just to stay to Tae Kwon Do, because, I mean, let's face it, like, it's really hard to get hit in the face with Tae Kwon Do because the kick has to come from the ground and then travel to your head. If you don't see that, then it's kind of like...
Well, I saw your video, and you did lay out a couple of girls with your kicks to the head.
Yeah, but that's because, I don't know. they just kind of ran into it. I don't think they studied my complete arsenal and what I have, and so I mean things like that happen. Same with D'Artagnan, he didn't know what Nonito had, and when you hit him when they least expect it, they're not prepared to take a blow like that. That's the easiest way to get a knockdown.
So yeah, I mean, what's up with your Taekwondo now? I mean, do you miss fighting, and do you want to fight again?
Well, I stopped only because I was planning our wedding in '08, and my dad didn't think that I was going to be really concentrated on the national competition. So, and then after that, it's been really a whirlwind, so I haven't been able to practice, but I was aiming to fight February 14th, the day after Nonito fought in Vegas, because they had U.S. Open. But the funny part is that even the presidents and all the board of directors in the sanctioning body, the USA Taekwondo, advised me not to fight because of the fact that if I wasn't there for Nonito, which he's so used to me being there, if we're both cutting weight, trying to stab each other with forks because we're so hungry, it might not be such a good idea.
You might have been the better replacement for Guerrero than Vargas.
Oh, I know. That would have been interesting. Because I really wanted, the fight fans to be able to watch me the next day. But it didn't end up happening. I mean, there was great competition at U.S. Open this year. They had, Olympic fighters there from 04 and 08 competing, and so.
How did you get into Taekwondo, by the way?
My dad was a black belt at the age of 16, and when he had me and my sister, he decided that he wanted to go back. He wanted to do something for himself, so we would accompany him to Golden State Taekwondo, which is now undisputed. And we just kind of watch, and when I was 8, the instructor told him to put me in. So he put me in, and he told me to kick, and let me see how you punch. And so when I kicked, though, the instructor told me that I kicked like a girl. And I didn't like that. So when he was talking to the other students, I came up behind him, and I kicked him in the back of the leg, and he buckled and fell, and was kind of, he was kind of not happy with me, because he was like, why is this little girl kicking me? He couldn't do anything. I'm 8. So he put me in an all-out sparring class, 18 and over, all men, for 30 minutes. And I got, the crap beaten out of me. I got a bloody lip. I got a wind knocked out of me, just to teach me a lesson. And he pulled me back out, and he asked me, he's like, so did you learn your lesson? And instead of crying to my dad or saying whatever, I turned around and I looked at him and I said, yeah, when's the next class? And from that point on, I was, the only female color belt to brawl it out with Eddie Croft, Ramona Gatto, Brian Swartz, people like that. And I loved fighting.
Have you ever thought about going into mixed martial arts? There's a lot of females like Gina Carano, you know what I mean, that have been making waves in the MMA scene. Is that something you've looked into?
I have, and every single time, I get this look from Nonito, don't you dare, because, okay, with MMA you have to be, I have my upright game, I have a pretty good kickboxing, boxing, taekwondo background that I can do upright game. But then you have to do the whole grappling on the floor game, right? And whenever I see girls in a jiu-jitsu class on top of a guy, or a guy mounted on top of a girl in a jiu-jitsu class, Nonito looks at me like, don't you even think about it. There's no way there's going to be a guy on top of you in a lock.